kinds of interviews would you conduct? Obviously, this was done over 100 years ago, but if you could go back in time and interview some of these people, who, based on your reading of that chapter, who do you think are the most important people to interview from the information in that chapter? How would you present all of these statistics? And there are a lot of numbers in that chapter. How would you do that? How would you incorporate these incorporate pictures that are in the chapter? What would you do? Would you colorize them? Would you crop them? Would you make some kind of collage? You know, how would you put this into a digital format? What would you take out? You might find some politically incorrect language in that chapter. Are there some phrases or quotations in there that you would not use? Would you even use the same argument, the same claim, the same interpretation of the people that this writer is using? How would yours be different based on the information there? So would you have a different thesis? How would your thesis change? So the big things: how would your thesis change? How would the organization change? How would you like to organize it? And money is no problem. The time-space continuum is no problem. You can go back in time and conduct interviews. This is kind of just an informal memorandum reflection on what you do. That way you have at least thought about this process and what it would take if this is something that you decide to do or get involved later on. Maybe there's something that you have that you've already done. So you have this discussion board. The directions for your ethnography topic memo will also be on the discussion board. So watch out for, look out for that on the discussion board. And then you have a short editing revision exercise for your writing process question. I think that's also number 3. This week there are a few grammatical things to remind us, and then a couple of short paragraphs for you to revise, just so you still have that, still keeping that in mind. And I think that about does that for this week's lecture. Like I said, next week. So this week you're just working on brainstorming, just working on invention for this ethnography assignment. Next week, getting into the drafting phase. So I'll talk about drafting, outlining the draft, writing your opening sentences, I suppose, compiling, how to compile and organize all the observations, and interviews that you'll be doing this week and next week. And we'll also, and then the following week we're going to have a rough draft workshop, which will be kind of fun. So going really light on the reading over the next couple of weeks, because now it's your turn to go out into the field and do some writing on your own, and for us as a class to critique your writing. So my final advice, I guess, for this assignment is that really, have fun with it. Look for a group that just stands out and would be really interesting to follow for a little bit and to write about. Let's see. All right, I think that does it. Have a good week.